Hey everyone, welcome to the second week of UT Mental Season 4. This week we're talking about something that you all can relate to, and I'm sure you've heard of it, and I'm sure you felt it. We're talking about stress. So what is stress? Stress for me can be broken up into a physiological definition and also a psychological definition. So if you think about it physiologically, stress is our physical response to a stressor. So during that physiological response, it's our sympathetic nervous system that's turning on, and that's our fight or flight system. And so what's happening is we're having an increased heart rate, increased breathing rate, there's pupil dilation, there's increased blood flow to the skin, and these are all responses to get our body ready for a stressor and to either fight it or to flee it. So what about the psychological side? In terms of the psychology side, it's more of the stuff that you kind of think or feel or those emotions that you have. So although the experience of stress is quite subjective, there's one thing that I'm sure that everyone can agree on, and it is that we don't want to feel stressed. We don't want to have those terrible feelings, and we think of stress as this terrible, terrible monster that's on our back that we can't shake off. But the thing is that stress is actually a normal thing that you are supposed to feel, and it's actually a good thing. Because if you think about it, if you have a midterm coming up next week and you're stressed about it, what you're going to do to overcome that stressor is to study for it. So stress is motivating you to study for it. Whatever the case might be, stress is actually a good thing. But, again, with the buts, stress can turn into an ugly monster, and that monster's name is distress. So for this week's video, I wanted to give you my personal warning signs that you can use to distinguish between stress and distress. So the first warning sign I wanted to cover was our bodily responses. So I personally think that our bodies tell us a lot about our stress levels. And so for me personally, when I'm completely distressed, the first immediate things that happen are that my hands and feet are sweating uncontrollably. My body temperature skyrockets. I feel quite dizzy. Sometimes I feel nauseous if it gets a little extreme. And a lot of the times I'll feel very, very exhausted. So my second warning sign is feeling as though you've lost all control. So this is more of like kind of like what you're thinking and how your thought processes are like. So a lot of the times for myself personally, what happens is I'll feel quite disoriented. I'll feel as though I can't focus or concentrate on the task at hand. And a lot of the times this is very disruptive because I'm usually studying for a test. So my last and final warning sign is to pay attention to your mood. So for me personally, when I become distressed, my mood is at all-time lows. And this all-time low mood will last for a couple of days and sometimes even a couple of weeks. So it's really important to pay attention to whether it's lasting for quite a while and whether it's so bad that it's impairing your daily functioning. If you are experiencing any of these warning signs, it's probably an indication that you are feeling distressed. But again, as I mentioned before, these are subjective experiences. So a lot of the times, what makes me feel distressed might not make you feel distressed. So you could post a reply video talking about what makes you feel distressed so that we can shine the light on the experiences individuals on our campus have when they feel distressed. Again, it's really important that we notice when we're feeling distressed because distress is what requires some kind of intervention. So you might need your family, your friends to support you. You might want to just relax and watch something on Netflix, maybe Grey's Anatomy, or you might actually require services from the Health and Counseling Center. So it's important to know whether you're distressed or not so that you can take the appropriate actions. And so that's it for this week's video. I hope you guys can tune in next week. We will be talking about stigma. It's probably one of my favorite topics, so stay tuned.